So guess what? I have huge news. Well, two pieces of news. First, and most importantly, the good news. I have lost to date a total of 32 pounds. 10 pounds up to, from my liquid diet. So, it took me 3 weeks to lose 10 pounds. And then in the last 9 days, I have lost a total of 22 pounds. And that's actually as of yesterday. So I probably lost 24 or 25 as of today. I'm very steadily losing about 2.25 to 2.5 pounds per day. This ride has been amazing. I am so grateful to Dr. Gould and to Dr. Guerin. They were fabulous. My anesthesiologist, Dr. Cranner, I wouldn't have done it without him, and he knows that. He's such a great and amazing guy. I am so fortunate and so blessed that he did my surgery for me, because I don't trust anybody else but him. Let's see what else. So surgery went really well, and they were very happy that I had lost 10 pounds. They said that really helped, and they were able to get my surgery done in an hour and 15 minutes from start to finish. I was in the operating room for about 2 hours, just going under general anesthesia, and then, them getting me off the table and transporting me to recovery and stuff. So surgery was very, very quick, very easy. When I got into recovery, I was in a huge amount of pain. So I was in the recovery room for about an hour and a half, and I was really happy once I got to my room because I got to see my husband and make phone calls and everything. And by the way, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been really supportive of me and asking how I'm doing. I'm doing great. I'm really doing really well. Anywho, okay, so I was in the hospital from Friday around 11:30 till they let me go on Saturday evening at about 5:36. Oh, I'm yawning. I'm sorry. I'm so rude, yawning in front of you. Whatever. So I got home about 7:30 after I stopped and got all of my medication filled, and they had put me on Roxaset, which is a combination of oxycodone and acetaminophen, and it's in liquid form. Most of my medications are in liquid form now until I heal, and then I'll be able to take medications. Some of them, as long as they're smaller than a pencil eraser. So since I've been home, I've been in a hell of a lot of pain on my left side. I called the resident surgeon, and everybody keeps telling me as long as you don't spike a fever, you're fine. We're not worried about it. You don't have an infection, blah, blah, blah. Well, Sunday, so 2 days ago, we were changing my dressings. All of my incisions, besides just the one on the left-hand side, look beautiful. Not a problem. The incision on my left-hand side looked good, but I'm really sensitive to the adhesive and Band-Aids and the surgical tape and all of that. And so the skin around it was really red from that because it's a larger incision. It's like 2 inches, so we had like 3 or 4 Band-Aids on it. And I went to pull the Band-Aids off, and the incision, a little quarter of it, maybe like an 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch, burst open and exploded brown, nasty, septic infection and pus all over, and it poured out. This was at noon, and I still didn't have a fever, but the skin around it was very, very hard. It had been hard for a couple of days, but we figured, well, that's muscle, that's where it's at. It's right on top of muscle. I'm healing, blah, 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 whatever. Wrong. So I called the orange resident on staff. Orange is the color of the bariatric team or whatever when you call. Not that it matters to you, but so I call the Orange resident on staff, and they tell me, well, you can come in, but we don't really think you need to. If it's, if it's all coming out, and just milk it. If it stops, then you've probably gotten all the infection out, and just cover it and watch it and keep it clean, and let us know if it continues and you can't get it to stop. Then call us and we'll have you come up to the emergency room in Madison, an hour away. So we get it to stop after going through about 10 gauze pads, soaking up all of this nasty brown mustard color infection stuff. And I go, because I'm going to have a movie night with one of my friends, and so I go and I pick out a couple of movies. Ooh, I'm crooked now. Just moved my leg. Oh, okay. So I go and pick out a couple of movies and go to CVS to buy more gauze and some more tape. Come home and decide to look at it, because the gauze that was on it was still wet. So I removed the gauze, started gushing again. So I immediately called up there and said, I'm coming in, this is ridiculous, it's horrible. So we get up there, we get back into the emergency room right away, and at this time it's about 7 o'clock, so far 7 hours of gushing infection have been coming out of me. And the surgical team came in, and they took a look at it, and it was still gushing, and it still gushes a little bit now. They basically took a big Q-tip to see how deep it was, and I wasn't looking, but it really fucking hurt really bad. They got the Q-tip in there 4 inches, like this deep. It was disgusting. Oh God. And then they took forceps, and they stuck the forceps in there, and they spread them open, or they spread them apart, and they were milking all of that infection out. And luckily I didn't look. My husband was watching, which is amazing because he doesn't like gore. He will pass out. But he was watching, and he said it was disgusting. And they did that for what felt like an eternity. On a scale of 1 to 10, it was like a 15 in pain. I don't know how I dealt with it or how I got through it, but I did. And as soon as they were done milking it and getting all that out, and my skin started getting soft again, I felt a million times better. I felt amazing. I was just blown away at how easy this was. An infection. Who would have thought an infection could cause that much discomfort? So basically, they decided they were going to leave it open, and I have to pack it. They sent home a gigantic bag of packing material, and my husband's been packing it for me 2 to 3 times a day. We're going to do it probably closer to 4, and basically it's a big long strip of gauze. I don't have one next to me that I can reach real fast, or I would show you. But it's a big long strip of gauze that we have to take a long Q-tip and really push it into all the little pockets, and it's to kind of pull out all of that infection. And it's really gross, because when, oh God, just the feeling of shoving something inside of your body like that, that's not supposed to be there, and then when it comes time to change it, you have to pull it out and then do it all over again. So, anyhow, still no fever, still nothing. They decided not to give me antibiotics because the infection's going away on its own, and that we're getting rid of it this way. If I do spike a fever or anything like that, then I have to call them. But, so yeah, so that's my news. 22 pounds and an infection. I'll take it.